Hello and welcome back to another episode of BDCraft. I'm Scabbard, and in our previous episode we looked at farming. In this episode we're going to have a look at a little bit of exploration, a little bit of combat, and hopefully if I can find the resources I'm going to show you alternative methods of finding food. As you recall, in our last episode I extended the house a little. I produced a farm, and since I left, I've actually extended the farm a little. As you can see, I've pushed it out another 3 or 4 blocks, and from all the seed that I've been harvesting, I've been extending the farm out. It's a good idea to keep extending until you feel that it's big enough that it's sustaining you easily. You don't want to struggle for food, and you don't want to worry about the food not sustaining you on trips. Sun's going down. I'm going to let creatures spawn instead of sleeping, because I want to actually get a bit of combat. I'm going to show you how combat works, and hopefully if I can get some spiders, I'm going to get a bit of string and show you how to find an alternative food, which in this case would be fishing. So let me see if I can pick up some wheat quickly while I'm out here. I'm actually running a little low on my food, and I need to stock up a little more. Now you'll notice in my previous video that I was using a shader pack. I've actually turned the shader pack off because I think it does make the game a little less identifiable, but also I don't like the video getting too dark, and this shader pack can cause that. And I want a sustainable frame rate for recording, so I've turned it off completely. And I almost prefer it like this. When you're doing tutorials, you're not so interested in how the game looks, so I'm just going to keep it simple. Now, here we go. So first spawns. He's going to hang around for a little while, and I want to produce something anyway, so I'm going to grab some food. And there we go, made some bread. So 10 bits bread now. Let's put some seed back in here, and my sand. I don't want to take anything with me that I don't want to lose if I'm going to go after combat. I do want to produce a stone sword. It does do more damage, and it will allow me to fight longer without my sword breaking. So let me just grab one of those. I'll keep my wood sword as a backup just in case. Okay, so now that I have my sword and I have enough food, I'm going to eat, get my health bar up. Now, when you're first starting out in the game, combat can be a little dangerous. Well, it's very dangerous actually, and it can be quite daunting, especially when the creatures stack up quite quickly. Now, you want to kind of stay away from creepers unless you know exactly how to deal with them, and I'll show you how to do that. Now, creepers explode on contact. They do have a small countdown before they explode. Let me deal with this zombie. Now, zombies are fairly easy to deal with. You can just spam zombies. As long as you keep a fair distance, they're not going to get anywhere near you. Creepers are slightly harder. Now, if you just walk up to them and hit them, they're going to explode. But if you charge at an enemy, if you run at them and hit them, they have a knockback. Or they get knocked back, sorry. So the power of your hit is enough to knock them back, as demonstrated. Now that allows you to do damage without getting hit, and with a creeper it knocks it out of blast range, so he won't explode. So you charge, hit him, and back off, and then on your 4th hit he should go down, as long as you're using cobblestone. There we go. I'm actually, and he's wielding a spade, very menacing. Now I'm actually looking for spiders, and he gave me a spade and a carrot. I'm going to deposit the carrot, because the carrot is quite a rare drop unless you've got a village with carrots. It's quite a hard thing to find, so I'm going to keep that safe. That spade's not going to give me much use, so I don't mind hovering that with me. Let's put the sticks back. Okay, so it's worth, if you can take them out, it's worth killing zombies wearing armor because they have a good chance of dropping them. You see, I took a hit then, and that's 2 bars of my health. As long as my food's at full, it's not a big deal, so my health will come back. But 2 bars of health for a single hit is quite a lot because I'm not wearing any armor. If I can get some of this guy's armor, doesn't look like any of it's enchanted, but a good bit of protection anyway. Let's see, did it give me anything? No. It's unfortunate. Armor's useful. Now you can see the combat in the game isn't particularly difficult. It's not the most challenging thing. It can catch you unaware though. That made a pen for Bozo. I found him hovering around in the hills, so he's nice and safe now. We don't want him getting killed. We'll go wandering too far. Okay. Now every kill also gives you experience and a chance of a nice drop. In this case, creepers give you gunpowder, which can be used in a couple of recipes, including TNT. We get enough of it. And we go and kill this skeleton because I want some of his armor. And I could do with a bow and some bones for growing things. Okay, anything? No, typical. Oh, there we go. Got a bone. It's useful. Now, also while I was away, or while you guys were away, I went a little bit of exploration. Got some more iron. Found a cave. Got some coal. And did a bit of farming just to make sure that I was sustainable. I don't want to bore you guys with just constant farming, just trying to stay alive. It took me a couple of days to get to a point where I felt like I was safe in my food sources. But that's why I wanted to produce this video. I've got enough string now, in which case I can show you what I wanted to show you. Don't want to do too much combat. It's not wise to stay out too long. If you do pick anything up that's worthwhile, then get it back to your house. And these guys actually are one of the most annoying things, because if they catch you at distance, skeletons can kind of beat you down pretty quickly actually. It can be quite surprising, and they have a knockback on their bow, which means that getting close to them can be tricky, especially over rough terrain. I just want to show you quickly, there's 2 modes to a sword. There's a basic hit, and then there's block as well, which will block some of the damage. Now if I let him hit me, that's 2 blocks that he hits off me. If I'm blocking, it's only 1.5. So it's not a massive reduction. It's obviously, it does make a difference if you're wearing armor as well. I mean, the block can reduce the amount of damage taken by quite a lot, especially if you're wearing armor. The thing is, if you try and be too clever with it and block all the attacks instead of actually just defeating the enemy, you're going to lose more health than if you just know the tactics, just use your knockback and just kill something quickly. So it's not something I really ever use. That said, in update 1.9, which is coming soon, you can't block with your sword. So this blocking maneuver that's been taken out, and they've added shields, and you can dual wield, so you can have a shield in one hand and a sword in the other. So things are due to change with combat, for the better I think, although they have added a cooldown on swords, which means that, well, all weapons, which means that if spamming things but just hitting constantly like this is not effective anymore. You have to actually wait for the cooldown to come off to get full power into your weapon. So yeah, I mean, things are changing. For now, things work quite well. I'm not too worried about it. Right, now, what I'm going to try and make is a fishing rod. Now all you need for this is just a couple of sticks and a couple of bits of string, which you get from spiders. Now, fishing is a good source of food at the beginning. If you can find a couple of spiders to kill, which isn't difficult at night, as long as you're happy going out and killing a few things. Spiders are one of the most annoying things because you can't really outrun them. They'll chase you down and they'll hurt you, so don't get yourself into a bad situation at the beginning. But if you can kill a few spiders, then it's a really good use. It's a good source of food, sorry. Now, I don't think I can sleep now, so I'm just going to have to grin and bear whatever's out here at the moment. But what you'll find is in the daylight, most of the creatures start to burn. Well, the skeletons and zombies start to burn. The creepers will begin to despawn if they're not within range of an enemy. You see them burning? And you want to be careful of burning monsters, because if they hit you, they have a chance of setting you on fire as well, which is not good. Burning takes away your health very, very quickly. It's not easy to avoid. Okay, so if I throw myself up here, fairly safe place because I can see all the way around me, so nothing's going to creep up on me. So what you do is jump up here, just right click to use, and then just stare at your ball. Now when a fish bites, it's going to splash around and get dragged under the water. At that point you simply right click to reel back in, and you have a chance of getting fish and other items. See the fish coming towards the reel then? Oh, it did wait a little bit before clicking, and unfortunately I'd lost the fish. But you can see the fish approach. Let me try again. You can see the fish approach as like a white splashy line. It's like the wake of the fish. And as the bauble gets dragged underwater, you must right click quickly to bring the fish in. Just see if I get it this time. Sometimes you have to wait for ages, and sometimes it happens straight away. Come on, fishy. Come on. Saw a bit of splashing there. Ooh, more splashing, here he comes. And got him. Okay, so you see the fish gets dragged into your inventory. That's a raw fish. It has its uses, I believe, for taming ocelots, which are the cats of the game. But you need to cook this in order to use it for actual food. Which is why I showed you the wheat method at first. The wheat method of food is good because it avoids combat, and you don't have to use coal or wood to produce the food. It's very basic food, it's reliable. But fishing is a very good source of food as well. And if you can afford to burn a little bit of wood, which to be fair isn't hard to come by, then cooked fish is a good food source. And it's something that can produce a little bit of fun as well. And rare items. Let me just see if I can grab one more, and then I'll cook these up for some food. But you do have a chance of pulling some items out of the water as well. It's rare. I can't say I've ever seen anything other than fish come out myself, but I know that you can pull other things out, little bits of armour and stuff. And at the beginning that can be very useful. You get other types of fish as well. So you've got salmon and you got raw fish. Both cookable, and I believe the salmon will produce a little bit more food, a little bit more saturation. So with food, different foods have different saturation levels. As you push your food bar up to full, the saturation level of the food is what keeps it at full for the longest. The higher the saturation level, the longer your food will stay up full, which is always useful, obviously. So if I just chuck this food in, you do the salmon first. You just chuck in the furnace as with anything else in order to cook it, and out of it you get yourself a nice new food source. So I got some cooked salmon, which is great. I love cooked salmon. In real life I do. I absolutely love it. So yeah, we'll go for salmon first. But you cook the other fish, and you get cooked fish. It's not quite as effective as the salmon, but it's a good food. And like I say, a very easy to obtain alternative. So I'll take this food with me, and rather than waste that bit of coal that's going, I'll just chuck a bit of sand in there, produce some more glass. Right, just going to grab some more. Oh, I don't want to take my fishing rod with me, so I'm going to go exploring a little. Don't need to take anything. I think I'm alright. No, I still have picks. I need to get some more cobblestone anyway, so I'll get that while I'm out there. But I'm gonna do a little bit more farming when I get back. Now, use this bit of bread. There we go. We'll start off on a good stead. Now, like I said, I've done a little bit of exploring, so I know that there's a little cave nearby. It's useful. Some arrows. It's a bone there. 2 bones. It's useful, just pick up whatever you find. You never know when you're going to need it. And if I pick up a bow or make a bow later on, then yeah, those arrows are going to come in useful. So they are consumables. Sounds like there's a zombie in here. Let's see if I can clear it out. Ooh, a couple of zombies. They're not going to get close to me. There we go. The experience that you gain from killing monsters is actually used for enchantments, but not a lot else. So at the beginning, don't be too worried if you lose some XP from dying. You see I'm on level 11 already, and it's not a big deal if you lose experience. It's easy to come by, and until you're doing enchanting of your own, it's not a big deal. It's just there for enchanting and nothing else. You use it up when you enchant something anyway, so even if you cap out your experience, which I believe is level 50, even if you capped out, like one enchant at level 30 is going to take away the majority of what you had anyway, and you know it's consumable, so don't worry about it. Now, I know there was some more ore in here. There we go, see, this is where I got my iron ore before, and obviously when you're in a cave, be careful because the sun doesn't penetrate the cave. So there's going to be creepers, skeletons, zombies, endermen. I haven't shown you enderman yet because I'm not willing to get into a fight with an enderman at this stage. Kind of need armor. But let me pick this up. Now you need an iron. Sorry, you need a stone pickaxe to pick up iron. You must remember that. If you break it with anything less, then the iron will simply break. And that's not good. I must remember to get some cobblestone while I'm in here. Cobblestone is kind of, once you get past the amount of wood that you need to make your sort of preliminary tools, once you've got them, you should really start making your tools out of cobblestone. The wood tools break far too quickly. They're not very efficient and they're not very powerful, so hey chicken. So you want to get onto cobblestone as quickly as you can. They're just far more efficient. They break quicker. Sorry, they break items quicker, and they have much more durability. So they're going to last a lot longer for you. Since cobblestone is so easy to come by, it's just simply just by breaking these normal stone blocks. Stone is literally everywhere. It's the majority material in the game. So that and dirt. Dirt is mostly found on the surface, and cobblestone goes right, well, normal stone goes right the way down to bedrock. So you're never going to run out of stone. As you can see, I mean, there's loads of it. Now, if there's any coal in here, I'll grab that as well. Now, when you've got to a point where you've got loads of coal, and you will get to a point where you have far too much coal, I mean, there is a time when you just will stop picking it up. Coal is everywhere. When you start mining for yourself, coal is just in so much of an abundance. You have to start making blocks out of it to store it effectively. So when you get to that point, or to be honest, when you get to a decent amount of coal and you feel comfortable that you know you've got loads of torches, you can start torching these places out, and that will prevent spawns. Spawns only happen in areas of a certain light level or below. So if I were to go in there, if I were to go into the cave and just start placing torches all over the place, that'll keep it lit up at night, and then nothing can spawn in this area. And that's how you make things safe. In another video I'll be showing you how to do your own strip mine, which is by far the most effective way of gathering materials and mining for rare materials. But until we do that, just know that you can light out these little areas pretty quickly. Now that I've got some iron, I'm going to show you how to extract wool from sheep without killing them. So let me just get back to the hut. And yes, I am gonna improve my hut soon. Yeah, I hate living in a building that looks so basic, but you know, it's not important. At first, you just need to really get into the game and get comfortable. Let's eat some fish. There you go. You got at least 2.5 blocks out of that. Fish is a good source of food. Okay, so I'm just going to store the iron ore for now. We'll cook that later. Now, if you take 2 iron bars, which is you gather that simply by putting iron ore into a furnace, and you get these iron bars out. So iron ingots, sorry, not bars, but you know what they are. You put them in a diagonal like this, or like that. You know, you can mirror most recipes, but if you put them in a diagonal, you get a pair of shears. Now these shears are just effectively used for shearing items which would usually break. So for instance, if I take the shears, I can actually harvest leaves as usable blocks. So let me just grab some of these. And you simply just left click as if attacking. There we go. So you've got some spruce leaves out of that. Now shears don't last very long, and you know, if you're breaking hundreds of leaves, then you're going to break your shears pretty quickly, and iron is still quite rare at this stage of the game. So don't go nuts unless you feel like you really need some leaves. They're mostly decorative, so it's not hopefully important. Now if I can find this sheep, so when you get close to the sheep, if you simply right click on the sheep, boom, there you go, all of his fur's gone. All of his wool's come off. Now when he next eats grass, that wool will grow straight back. So sheep are a completely renewable wool source. So go nuts, just shear any sheep you see, gather all the wool you need. Wool can be used as building blocks as well as for producing beds and other items such as, I believe, banners. Yeah, banners and other items like that. So, you know, grab all the wool you can find. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna sleep because I didn't want to do any more combat. Those creepers are just gonna blow my place up. Oh, I can't. They're too close. So you cannot sleep in a bed while monsters are within a few blocks of you, just because it's too dangerous. Now they might wander off. That doesn't seem too likely, does it? I might have to go out and free up my area. Now a creeper will blow up if they're on the other side of the fence. So don't just walk out your door. Like I said before, cautiously leave. You can always dart back in if you think a creeper is going to blow up on you. Now let me kill this spider. Spiders are fast and they jump at you. So just try and stay back, hit him before he jumps. Now let's see if I can sleep. Yes, there we go. Okay, so another morning dawns, and we're probably going to have a few monsters still around, so I'll stay in for a second. Now, I've got me iron still. I'm going to put that back in. And already you can see that at this stage of the game you can start filling your boxes out pretty quickly. Keep that egg, that's useful. And there you go. See, I've completely filled my box out. Now a single box is useful. You know, you got like 3, 6, 9, 12, 24. You got like 27 blocks of storage there. Yeah, 27 blocks of storage. I mean, that's pretty good. But let's be honest, it's not going to last long. You're going to want to build something a bit better than that. So let's produce another box, which is simply a wood ring. Grab the box, chuck it in the usual slot. Now, boxes can go above each other, but you still need the empty block above it. Yeah. So I mean, I could extend the house if I wanted to. It's no biggie. But they can go there like that, a gap in between, and they'll still separate. Or, and this is what I like about boxes, if you put them next to each other, they join. Only up to 2 blocks though. And then you have to leave a box and then put another block there. But they join. And there you go. See? So it doubles the amount of storage that you have. You've got 54 blocks there now, which is great, obviously. And it's more than enough to keep everything nice and tidy in your house. And now I've got space for my wool and my shears, because I don't want to take my shears with me. That's just silly. So there we go. A great storage alternative. Now I am going to plant a carrot. And I'll tell you why, because carrots are actually a pretty good food source. But they also allow me to gather certain animals. Now, just let me show you. If I plant this because I don't want to lose it. I really don't want to lose it. I'm going to plant it in the corner of here. I don't mind losing one of these. There you go. It's as simple as that. They just go and tilled earth, and so do potatoes if you got them. Plant them in, and sooner or later they're going to come up as proper carrots, and that'd be fantastic. So having carrots at this stage of the game is good. It's good. I'd like some potatoes, but you know, we'll see. Carrots generally only drop in chests or off of zombies. If you're lucky, you'll find some in a village where the villagers have been farming carrots as well, but yeah, it's one of those things. Now, what I was saying about animals, you see Bozo here. He's a cow, so he likes wheat. Chickens like seed. Pigs like carrots, which is why they're quite important. And sheep also like wheat. So what you can do, now there are two ways of gathering animals for a farm, but at this stage I think what you need, I haven't got any wheat. Grab some wheat. I'm sure most of this is already good to go. I would really like a texture pack where I can see what's ripe. Now just replant that. Remember to stick your seed straight back in. So this is actually pretty good. Most of this crop's completely done. This is how efficient this farm can be. Now you'll notice I put a little torch in the middle here. It's because as you get further away from your fences, your light sources on your fences actually become less and less effective. You'd start putting torches down inside your farm, and the one block you're using to plant your torch is not a problem, because the light produced from the torch just makes, oops, I think I broke one by accident, just makes the whole farm so much more efficient, so you're going to gain that back. So don't worry about it too much. Don't worry about it if it doesn't look pretty. You can find another way to make it look pretty, surely. Use your correctness, it's all good. So now that I've got a little bit of extra wheat, I mean I got 28 bits of wheat from that. That's just a little bit, I'm just sure that's breakable, and got another little farm down there. So I'm self-sufficient, it's all good. Now, what you want to do, just keep a single piece of wheat in there. And I'll show you how animals react to the food of their choice. Now, hey Bozo, you see, he's reading his sign, he's not interested in me. Hey man, you notice I'm here now. I got some wheat for you. Yeah? I got some wheat. Yeah, you're interested in some wheat. Okay. Now, he's not overly bothered because he's in a pen. But, you see, he was staring at me. Figure it out again. And maybe you'll do it again. Animals can be a little bit temperamental. You're not sure if they're going to take notice of you or not. But I'll show you what I mean. I'll go and find a cow. I know there's some cows around. Not overly rare. I believe carrots are also good for rabbits. If you want to put some rabbits in, that's what you need. You need some carrots. Beware of white rabbits. If it's got blood on its paw and around its mouth, then don't go near it. It's a super evil rabbit, 1 in 1,000. And they will pretty much kill you in one hit. Not seen one yet. I'm still wary of rabbits. But I know they exist. And they are a Mickey take. Monty Python filthy little rabbit that kills everything in one hit. Now, I know there's some cows around here. They're hiding from me. There's one. Hey cow, I want a friend for Bozo. So come with me, please. Oh, let's get some food in here. Don't want to hurt myself like that. Hey cow, look. I got some wheat. Oh yes, look. See how interested he is. Now, as long as you don't go too fast, the cow should follow you wherever you want it to go. The same with sheep and chickens and rabbits and whatever. Pigs. As long as you got the right food, they will follow you to the end of the earth. But they have like a built-in something that says every now and then they're just going to lose interest and just forget that you exist and wander off in a different direction. They almost have like a cooldown for when they get interested. It can be really frustrating. But I've got 2 cows now, and that is how you start producing a little cow farm now. Bozo and his friend, they can make little babies. Hey, yeah, you guys want to make a baby? I'm gonna make a baby. Yes, I'm quite aware I'm not going to know which one to pose after this. But you need a bit of wheat, or whatever food is relative to that animal. So, you know, carrots for pigs or rabbits, and seed for chickens, wheat for cows and sheep. Now, if you right click and use the wheat, it goes all lovey-dovey, and he wants to find a partner. If you do the same for him or her, they're going to get a little bit jiggy. Boom! I got a little bit of XP, and look, there's a little baby cow under there. That's how you breed. So now you can make yourself a little animal farm, and that's when your food sources start getting really, really good. You will obviously need to spend a lot of time breeding them. They can only breed every like 5 minutes or so it does take time. You can't just spam breed cows and sheep together and they'll just constantly produce babies. That doesn't work. So yeah, I mean, he's not good for anything until he grows up either. He's going to need to eat a little bit of grass or something else and sort of grow up, and then soon enough he'll look the same as his mum and dad. And there you go. The exact same thing applies for sheep and chickens and pigs and rabbits, and that's great. So there we go. It's another good lesson on your farming. Now you can make these pens as big as you want, but I would recommend that if you're going to have a pen like this, it's so easy for the cows to just escape while you're trying to get in, or you're trying to get another animal in. Now here is a nice little trick on how to avoid that. We just haven't got some wood or sticks, so you're going to need to produce another gate for this, and a couple of bit of fence. What you can do, patch out the gate in there, you can actually extend it into double gatedom. I didn't leave a block. Oh god, I can't believe I didn't leave. Okay, ignore that. Let's try that again without looking silly. Boom, boom, and another gate. There we go. You got to leave a block in between, otherwise you can't move. Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point in it? Now, if I get in, if one of the cows runs out, they're not going to get anywhere because there's another gate there, and I can tempt them back in. Push them back in. I mean, you can push the cows, so you can push them back in for the gate. Now, there we go. That is an effective little, almost like a turnstile type affair, where you just can't get a cow in and out very easily, no, but also they can't get out. So that's good. Losing your livestock, they're all running around fields, that's not cool. And you're bound to come across it where you're sitting around, you're farming your wheat, creeper comes up to the fence, blows it up, takes away half your crops, and if you got animals in there, they're all running around, and you've got to go and get them. It's frustrating, it's not good, but there we go. That's life. So I'm going to sleep again, and boom, up we go. Now, I've shown you a little bit of combat, I've shown you how to do some fishing, and I've shown you how to extend your farms and how to gather livestock and shear. So I think that's good for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, remember to leave them in the comments below, and remember to hit like and subscribe. If this is my first video, then please go and check out my other videos, and I hope you enjoy. I'll see you again. Ta-da.